Good morning, YouTube. It's me, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we have a big weekend coming up. We got a couple of shows, and these shows are Olympic qualification. Then we have a few more shows left for this month, as you know, the Olympia is going to be in October in Vegas. It's going to be 61st. One of the biggest events in bodybuilding. Like I said again, folks, I'm always making these videos because I always like to support, most definitely, certain divisions, particularly the ones I'm a fan of. And if you saw earlier this week, I'm really disappointed by this. I'm seriously disappointed. But here's the thing: is I'm going to say like this: it's not about quantity; it's about quality. So, as you know, we saw the list for women's bodybuilding, and I was hoping we get some more added to it, but the list hasn't been updated. So we have here 5 women for the rising females. 5. This has gotta be what the. You know what? I'm kind of a bit pissed a little bit on both sides when it comes to promoters and the competitors, but I think a little bit more with the competitors because we go through this. You can see the reason why I'm gonna be like this. So we have here the list. We have 5 ladies here, and some of these I have guests on my channel, and one I would love to have a guest on my channel in the future. I'm crossing my fingers, and like I said again, it's not about the quality. It's not about the quantity, it's the quality, but I wish more ladies would jump on this show. And you know, also this year, they're going to make it top 3 to get Olympic qualification. Even though one of the ladies who's coming back, she already got her spot. We have at least 2 ladies who will possibly go to Olympia for this year. Now, first we have here is a lady who's been in the game for a long time. Had the pleasure to have my channel, the lovely Miss Michelle Brandt. And a couple years ago, when she last competed, she should have got invited to the show. We still do invitations. But now it's an open show. She wanted to compete. Shout out to her. She's a legend. She is one of the few ladies who's the last true women's bodybuilder. Not jumping from another division like figure or bikini or physique or any other. She's the last true women's bodybuilder. There's a couple ladies else who's still competing, like Helen Trevino and a couple others. But she's one of the ladies who are true women's bodybuilder. So shout out to her. I hope we can do something up, maybe talk about the show afterwards. It's Nataya Kobaleva. As you know, she's been competing quite some time. We have not seen her since 2022. She's been active. There's one point she was supposed to have been competing last year, but then that didn't happen, whatever. Yeah. But, she's back in action. So this is possibly she's going to Olympia, especially from what I'm seeing on social media. I know this weekend her coach, Dennis James, is having a show in Germany. And I thought she might do a show. But with this now, with the opportunity to get an Olympic qualification, she probably jump on this most definitely. Next up is a lady, also a young lady who had the pleasure to be on the channel. This will be her pro debut. This is Amanda Santos. As you know, Amanda's region Brazil. She's been living in America quite some time. Impressive young lady, impressive physique. As you know, she actually earned a pro card in women's physique in nationals back in 2023, but she's doing women's bodybuilding as her pro debut. Impressive physique. I follow her. We've been talking. Maybe we could maybe talk about experience of her pro debut. I see her qualifying for Olympia, but you can't never say it's a guarantee. And next up here, we have the champ, the 4-time Rising Phoenix champion, 5-time, probably 6-time Miss Olympia champion, my girl, your girl, no, my girl, not your girl. You can keep your hands off her. The lovely Mrs. Andrea Shaw. And, this is a surprise. Some say, why do this show? As you know, it's no longer the Women's World Bodybuilding Championship anymore. It's just a regular show. Kind of like, seeing like something like Natalia jumping into a regular show. But I guess she wants a chance to regain that title after losing it last year to Angela Yo. Angela's not doing the show, or Ashley. So that means, this is a shot for her just to get the title again. But I'm going to shout out to her. Even though, like I said again, I don't like the idea of somebody who's already qualified, also the current champion in a show like this. But, it's better to have 5 people than less than 4. Next is another lady who I had the pleasure of having on my channel also, the lovely Senorita Monica Maria Vega. As you know, impressive physique. She looked pretty good at Chicago. That's when last time she competed. She wanted to do some more shows, but the cost of travel, all that stuff is going around. But now with a show in her own backyard, she's out west, she's in California. That's great. It's also coming to show next weekend, which is the Grand Prix. She's done a show before. So she might do that show also. So let's wish her best of luck. She could possibly, I don't know. I know, like I said again, man, it looks impressive, but you never know. Judges are kind of funny sometimes. Now, as you know, usually I do a thing about who I want to see compete in the next show, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I realize it's a waste of my time wishful thinking. There's no purpose anymore to it. So I'm just going to go straight to the next division, and that is women's physique. And, look at this. This is where I'm saying, like, why you can't use the excuse that about some ladies say the cost and that, but you have these ladies here, and they also pretty much train just about at the same level. They may not be, it's the levels or maybe different, but it's still coming in the numbers. And because this is one of the only shows in the States, the show in Germany, that's in Germany, some ladies not going to go all that far away, but this is the last opportunity to get qualification. Also, this is it's a master show also, which means this is qualification for 2027 Masters. The thing is, like I said again, a lot of stacked numbers, a lot of amazing ladies in the show. Some of the ladies have guest stars. Some of the ladies, they told me they were doing this show last panel about last month. So, and these ladies come to bear. Come to bear. Shout out to these ladies. I would tell you the truth, I have more interviews with women from physique than I do women's bodybuilding. Because really they have the numbers compared to women's bodybuilding. I think it's the number thing, but I think I see some women's physique builders who should consider move up to women's bodybuilding because they might be outgrowing their division. First we have Paula. She last competed. I think she was supposed to compete at a couple of shows this year, but she dropped out of them. But I know she last time competed was here at the Atlanta. I believe she's from Spain originally. If I got it right, but she's been in the game for quite some time. She's been a pro for about a couple of years now. Next up we have is Natalya Pastorova from Russia. I'm surprised. She come all the way to here. Now, the Dennis James show is Sunday. That's in Germany. Wouldn't you think she want to be someplace closer? But I think somebody told me she loves competing in every shows. Remember last year, she did, I would call it the triple O. She did the Ultimate Classic, Omaha, and the Olympia. And she won the Ultima, took second at Omaha, and she did fairly well at the Olympia. I think she cracked the top 15 at that show. Precious lady, she turned 57 this year, and Fluence physique is just crazy. She did the Master O, and I think she was in the top 15 at that show. Here we have it later. I've also had a guest on my channel. This will be her pro debut also, the lovely Miss Christine Driscoll. I should have mentioned in my video that she's also making a pro debut. Now, she's from around Arizona. It's a show in her backyard. So, a impressive lady, she earned her pro card in bodybuilding back in 2023 at the Olympia when it was in Orlando. Impressive physique. This is pretty good. Let's see how she does. Next up we have this is a surpriser, Jeannie Feldman. And I'm trying to remember, I rarely remember her doing any shows. I think she did Atlanta one year, and maybe she did another show, but it's rare for her to do show outside of Florida. She usually is a staple at Tampa. She won a show before, and also been in the top 3 at the show the last time. Last year she didn't do as well at Tampa, and then I didn't see her compete this year. So my guess she feels like she needed more time. And this show is last minute card location. Shows like Atlanta was 2 stacked, Texas would have been 2 stacked. So maybe she tries to get a shot here. As you know, this is the only show left for Olympic qualifications. One show that women's physique was the Daytona, and now it no longer has it anymore. We have it as Linka Ferakova. Now, she won this show many years ago, which got her first Olympic qualification. She's been Olympia twice herself. Last year, she was in top 5. Now she was doing I think 6 shows, but now this is the first show she has done for the season. So my guess she's realizing just take a step back. She might do another show. As you know, even though some shows are going to be for qualification for next year's Olympia, there's some shows that get an opportunity for that. Next up, a lady who announced her competing show, the lovely Mrs. Tracy Guile. As you know, Miss Guile, she just did the Masters O, top 3 in the world. Presidency, great personality. I'm a big fan of Tracy. She turned pro last year. Then, barely 3 months after getting a pro card, won a qualification in Toronto. And I think she did pretty well at the Olympia. Presidency, great shape. I think she says she might do another show for 2027. Maybe do the Romania Muscle Fest. Or, she has family here in the States. She might come back here. And there's some shows that are qualification for next year, like maybe Atlantic Coast, or also there's a new show in Mexico. Those shows are a possibility for qualification for next year. Next up we have is Makita Hildreth. And, she's originally from, I think, Ukraine. No, I think Czech Republic. She's been active for a bit. She last competed 2 below. This is going to be her second show for a year. I know she's done a couple of shows last year. She did 2 below and did St. Louis. She was one of the last ladies to compete in women's physique in St. Louis. And she's from the Midwest. Next is the Iron Woman herself. The Iron Woman, Marika Jones. And I was surprised. When I saw her on the list, I thought she did an interview with my man Glenn. She said she was shutting it down. Then she did an interview just a few days right before that she signed the contract. Signed the contract, baby. Signed the contract, big girl. And she's competing here. This is a possibility that this could be her second opportunity for Olympia. I think the only person that could probably give a fight is probably Tracy and maybe a couple more other ladies on the list that I hadn't said yet. But shout out to Marika, impressive lady, the Iron Woman. She did 2 shows within 24 hours. Did Tupelo and then did Texas. Impressive. I mean, I thought she would shut it down after that, but we will fall and see. Maybe she don't get it. She has also some shows for next year's. Next up we have is Nicole LaRue. Now, as you know, she made her pro debut just a few months ago at Chicago Pro. She was going to make a pro debut earlier in the year, but then circumstances happened, and then she recovered. Impressive physique, great size. Maybe I feel like she could do figure. You know, some of the girls in physique are getting really big. She fits the criteria of figure for physique, but where the division's looking, maybe she's something she should think about. You know, maybe we might see her next year doing figure. Next up, we have one Miss Dolly Lazora. I'm going to apologize. I missed her name, Miss Dolly. Been a game quite some time. Been competing for quite some time. She's also doing Masters 40. Presently doing Open and Masters. I tell you, ladies, don't just pitch your hair so hold yourself to one division. You have to pay to do Masters and Opens for free. Next up, we had Jae-Hi Lee from Korea, South Korea actually. She last competed at the Masters Olympia. Impressive physique. She's been Olympia a couple of times in her career. Last time she did was the Masters Olympia. I think she can do as well, but let's see how she does this show. Next up we have is Alex Lowry. Alex is a impressive young lady. Been competing for quite some time. This is going to be her second or third show for the year. Good shape, good conditioning. She fits the criteria for physique, but the way they're going with it now, she could do well in figure. She's young, you know, still impressive. I mean, maybe that's a decision you might need to talk with a coach over, but she has time to grow, hitting that muscle maturity. Next up we have is Jody Mancha, who won the title last year. Jody's been game for quite some time. Last time she saw was Omaha. Could she win it again? I feel like we have some heavy hitters here. I think she'd be lucky if she can get in the top 10. I think I'd be lucky. Next up we have I forgot her. Now I don't know how to pronounce her maiden name. I go by her married name, Sarah Creel. She's been in the game quite some time. She last competed in the Royal Ulster Fest. She's another Australian like Tracy. They actually competed a show together where she got a pro card. I remember I saw a video. I heard Tracy's husband booing in the background. It's crazy. But like I said, she's still young. I think she's not even 30 yet. Next up, we have another lady who has been a guest, and this is also a pro debut, Natalie Miller. You know, Miss Miller, you know, she turned pro at the Nationals last year. She competed both women's physique and women's bodybuilding. And, you know, she got a pro card in both those divisions. She even won the overall because it was only 5 women and just enough just to squeak enough to get a pro card. I'm seeing her on social media. She looks pretty good, you know, and we've been in contact for a good bit. So let's see how she does. She can possibly crack the top 10, maybe top 15. You know, like I said, we have quite a few heavy hitters this show. Next up, we have a lady also been in contact, Carol Unga. Now, Carol's from Singapore, and this is going to be her second show, actually her third show in the States. As you know, just about a couple of weeks ago, she did the World Championships in Pittsburgh. We've been talking back and forth. She said she's going to do this show, and also she's going to do both the Masters and the Open. Personally, great physique. I hope she does well. I mean, saw her picture when she supposed to send me some pictures from when she did the Master Show. I said, wow, these are great pictures. You need to share them. And, you know, she did. She's impressive physique, great lady. We've been keeping contact with her. Maybe in the future we get to meet each other. Also, we have is Brooke Piggin. Now, this is going to be her, I think, her second or third show this year. Personally, kind of tall, from Canada. She does well at Texas. I think she's another one that I think her height might be a disadvantage to her. Her condition is decent, and I don't know. I think there's a lot of ladies right now in the physique division should maybe consider switching to figure. Same as ladies I'm seeing in the physique division should be switching to women's bodybuilding. But like I said, it's all about what she's going to do, how she's going to do it. Maybe something she can talk over with a coach. Next up, we had Shea Queen. Now, Shea Queen, she competed, I believe, last year at the Triple O. Impressive, lovely chocolate sister. I follow her on social media. She follows me. Wow. I mean, she's great physique. She's good friends with Michaela Aycock. I think I might say she's dedicating this season to a friend because, Michaela has retired for personal reasons. Impressive physique, great look to her. Let's see how well she does at this show. Next up, we have Renee Reef. Her last name I can't pronounce as well, so let's go Reef. I interviewed her a while back. She's doing both Masters and Open. Next up we have is Blanca Rodriguez. Blanca, she lasted Texas Pro, and I feel like she's going to do this show because she lives in Nevada. Arizona's not too, it was a good way from Nevada, but hey, it's a lot more closer than going all the way to maybe Tampa or going to Chicago. Sorry, Texas, very impressive. Her condition is crazy. I mean, she's looking good. So this is, like I said, again, this is one of the few shows that's qualification for this year. And also, since she's in the area, there's a couple more shows that she can try for next year's qualification. Also, we have is Nina Sandoval. Now, Mrs. Sandoval, I believe this is going to be her pro debut. She's originally from Mexico. Now, if you look at the thing, you see her full name, but I found the shorter version. That's great. I don't have no problems. Nina is a lot easier than saying all the rest of it. But impressive lady, let's see how she does. Next up, we have another lady who we have here, Jamie Stanhauser. Now, Miss Hauser has been pro since 2024. This would be her pro debut. I did interview her a while back. Impressive physique. She earned a pro card both in women's physique and women's bodybuilding at Masters USA's. Impressive physique. I feel like she could do well in bodybuilding, but I think with her size, I think physique is probably the better division to go. But, she has still time to grow. Next up we have here is one Miss Tiffany Walker. Now, Miss Walker did pretty good. As you know, I remember we did an interview a while back. She was considering maybe taking a step back, retiring last year. But then she cracked the top 3 at the Atlanta show, won her Master Olympic qualification for 2027. Impressive lady, mother, she served our country. Shout out to Tiffany. Beautiful lady. I love my sisters. I love them. I think she has a great physique, great look to her. I hope she does well at this show. Maybe, I said again, possibly crack the top 10, top 5, or even, getting her another shot at the Masters O by winning the title here at this show. And last but not least, we have the lovely Mrs. Trish Wood. Now, Trish, she also made the announcement she was going to do this show. Her and Tracy, really cool. Shout out to them. I appreciate that taking time to do my panel last month. Actually, she's a great lady. Been in the game for quite some time. Been Olympian herself. Took some time off. Now she's coming back. Done pretty good. She did both this. She's doing this show and also did the Masters O. And maybe we might see her, maybe try to squeeze in one more show for the end is out. There are some shows coming up, or maybe we might see her in the first of next year. Whatever she want to do. She knows she runs her own gym. Great person. I interviewed some of her clients. I'm a fan of Trish. I think she's an amazing lady. I really enjoy when she also comes on a live stream from me, my man Jeremy at the Art of Female Muscle podcast. Now, this is the list for figure. I'm not going to go into deep to this. I'm going to pick names that I recognize and ladies who I follow on social media, and even the lady here I've done interviews with. And as you know, this is also for fitness too. I should have kept those separate, but there's one lady I did an interview on here. I would talk about her also. Now, first we have here is Autumn Cleveland, and we have not seen her compete since I think 2022. I follow on social media. Congratulations on her marriage to her husband. The guy's funny. I would love to have him on, both of them on an interview, but let's see how she does. Next up we have is Madison Dungeons. Now, Dingens, I think. I pronounce the name, I apologize. Madison just did a show in Florida, the Florida Pro. She was at Tampa. She did a couple other shows. I mean, she's trying to chase the opportunity to get to Olympia. I think she needs time to shut it down. After this, there are still a few more shows for figure before the Olympia, but it's getting too close. I think after this, she might as well shut it down. Next up we have is Giselle Heathcote. And Giselle, we were talking a while back. She's just recently moving from Canada to the United States. She did Chicago Pro, impressive physique, great lady. She's originally from Brazil. I enjoyed our interview. It was fun. We had a great time together. I hope she does well. I hope she does well. It's also the show is master qualifications. No, she's not masters yet. Next up is a lady who I saw that, hey, this is a name I have not seen in years. Jillian Kovacs. And she hasn't competed since nearly 10 years. and that was women's bodybuilding. We, like I said, we hadn't seen her in years. So this is going to be turned in figure. So let's see how she looks. I mean, she had a present physique in women's bodybuilding. Maybe she was more like the aesthetics, more close to women's physique compared to today. But let's see how she does. I mean, it's been at least 10 years or more since she last competed. And next thing we have is Gabrielle, and I'm not going to butcher her name. This is going to be, I believe, her 6th show. She's a impressive lady. No, actually her 7th show. Impressive physique. I know I talked to my friend on Eunice. She's going to do the San Antonio Pro the next weekend. That's the 20th. Honestly, believe this lady does not belong in figure. She needs to go to physique. She needs to. She could take next year off, bring her size, bring conditioning, and make her debut in physique. Look at her lats, her shoulders. Just need to bring more size in the leg. And I think her midsection is not as tight like you want to see in figure. She's not as, like you look at Natalia's midsection, her waistline is very small. It's still a little bit wide. So I think she should really consider moving up. Take next year off, then make her debut in 2027. Now, also we have here Sarah. I interviewed Sarah a while back. Keep in contact with her. She competed a few shows this year. Impressive lady. This is coming home backyard because she lives in Arizona, so it's a convenience for her. Now, this is the list from from figure for 40 plus, which should have been the list for fitness. I actually mixed them up by accident. But we have here Stephanie Jones. Last year she won this title. And she actually, remember last year, in an interview, she made an announcement she was going to do wellness. She did wellness in, I think, a couple of shows and then went back to fitness. And I think that might have helped her, especially bring condition her glutes. Shout out to her husband, Bill. He's recovering from his situation a while back. Try to keep contact as much as I can with some of these ladies I do interviews with. Impressive lady. She's been a multi-time Olympia in fitness, and let's see how she does. But possibly, this is the person who probably can get that title, and that is little to yourself, Taylor, Lemont. Taylor, she's still young, in her mid-20s. She could possibly, if she can bring it, could be the next Miss Fitness Olympia. I don't know. There's still some ladies in that division that probably can get that crown since now that Missy moves over the figure. Impressive lady, I follow on social media. I know some guys who I follow is a big fan of hers. Maybe in the future, maybe sometime I might even do an interview with her. And I've done interviews with fitness competitors. Like I said, I'm always expanding my channel, my interests. So the show is going to start. As you know, it's in the West Coast. So they're going to do the amateurs first, which is going to be, I think, about 8 o'clock. Then around about 10 o'clock, they're going to do the pros, which is going to be around about 1 to 12 o'clock my time. So I will do my live stream commentary that Saturday. So I'm going to start. I was hoping to have some more guests, but I know my man Alex is going to come through. He's going to help me out, give his commentary. We're going to watch the show. Then I might pull in some little clips here and there, because I got to be careful. How YouTube is and how some shows are, because they want people to stream the whole show. I'm not going to stream the whole show. No, I'm just going to show maybe some little scenes here and little scenes there, just as a critique. Nothing else than that. I'm not going to go full out. I will focus mostly on, even though not a lot of ladies women's bodybuilding, so it's going to take too long, physique, and I'm thinking about figure, maybe. After that, nah. Everything else, not bikini, most definitely not wellness. I don't know about fitness. I might maybe check out Stephanie, and that's about it. Other than that, I'm not going to spend too much time on too many divisions. But, like I said again, I am kind of disappointed with how women bodybuilding. This is, even though you don't have all the prestige I used to have, but it's still the rising phoenix, and, a lot of ladies would love to compete the show, but, whatever you want to do. And I talked to ladies that tell me their points, but here's my point is, the opportunities getting few and far between. And I understand there's the cost of this and that, but other competitors have to pay the cost too. Maybe not as much as you do, but some do. So you tell me you can't take the time out and do this show, which is, unless you get invited, or unless somebody pay for your way. You're a bodybuilder. This is just like any other regular show. You want to get limited qualification. This show is giving you opportunity for that. But you know what? Some people don't care. And they expect other people to care for them. So you know what? I'm just going to just talk about the news and move on. So, folks, again, I'm going to do a live stream that Saturday. You're going to check it out. You can join me, give you a talk. You have to be watching on your screen. I watch on my screen. I might post some stuff here and there. Other than that, I'm not going to show the whole show. No, I got to be careful. YouTube's always on some sanctioned shit. And sometimes these promoters don't like people streaming shows for free for everybody else. But I will try to do that for y'all. Just show some clips here and there and me if I can. Be respectful. Also, shout out to Jake Wood. Shout out to the Wings of Strength for still putting on the show, even though the ladies that was the show dedicated to don't have the same respect for it. I still do. Anyway, this is Man on the Way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bobby Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe. I'm out.